No
Hi, everyone.
problem. I really tried to entertain and talk about mindset already, but in a very chaotic way. All my thoughts about mindset. But I'm so happy that you're here. Welcome, welcome. And I want to dive right into it and just ask you just to share who you are, a little bit. What's your story? What's your mission?
Hi, everyone. As I say, I apologize for, again, technical issues. So for those who don't know me, I am Rodica Volkov. I'm a mindset transformation coach and a business consultant. And for me, mindset comes first in anything what we are doing. Can it be business, professional, and personal life? Like really, mindset comes like first. If you are in the right state, you'll do much more than what you would do like in a low state. You might think of two situations of yourself, like you being in a good state, very enthusiastic and very positive about everything. And then another situation of yourself when you are low and, you know, just not in that really right mood, right? So when you compare the both, you can see that you do much more when you are in the best state. So what is my journey? Just very quick on that one. I don't want to stop very much there. But practically, I very long wanted to go for my dreams and open my business consultancy practice. And I was procrastinating. I didn't really know what I was doing at that time. But now when I look back, I can put the dots all together and I can see that I was procrastinating a lot and I was dealing with self-doubt in a way that I was thinking that I'm not enough, that I need to learn more. And the funny thing, what was happening, the more I was learning, the more I was thinking that I need to learn more and so on. I believe many of ourselves find ourselves in this trap. And then things unfolded for me that I've seen opportunities, to change my journey. I won't go into details in here because we are already late and do not bore you with this stuff. But practically, I am very open-minded and I do see opportunities, like I really go for them. I want to try new things. And one thing which was turning point for me was really that I went into a state of severe anxiety and panic attacks. I had that for quite a period of time. And I was not feeling great in my mind and also in the body, because there is a connection between mind and body. Even if we speak about mind, I want you to be aware that that is also a work body. Like you have to address them both in order to function best. And this is how I've got on the mindset work, because while I was building my business and I was self-developing myself, I started to go more into coaching side of it, to combine the consulting with coaching. Then accidentally I came across NLP and I wanted, out of curiosity, just to see what is it exactly. And I tried different techniques on myself and it started to shift. Things inside me started to shift. See, my anxiety is lessening, my panic attacks are dissipating. I just started to feel much better. And I came to this realization, wow, our mind is really a very interesting thing. And it is really a tool that we must learn to use. And for me, really, I say, if you manage to learn how your mind works and to manage your states and to get best out of yourself, you'll be successful in anything. This is about my journey. This is how I've got into mindset work. And I am very open. I don't know where this will lead me, but I go with what resonates with me. And that is how I go through things. So I'd say it's enough about me. Let's go into real stuff.
Thank you. I mean, it's so fascinating. I think I also read a lot of books about mindset, and I think mindset is something where you have to be remembered, you have to be quite aware of it at the most of it. I think sometimes we just live without really thinking, why we're doing it or that we can do things. Like mindset is really constantly in our lives without us realizing it is. That's how I see it a little bit. I
Yes.
wanted to I mean, mindset, we talked already a little bit, but how would you define mindset? What is it really, and why do people should be aware of it and like work on it?
So mindset, very shortly, it's like, for me, I'm coming from a background of project management. I was very passionate about project managing and especially about process improvements. And I do expand that far beyond business and, like what I was working on. Now I'm applying these concepts a lot into the mindset work and personal development. So how I can see mindset it's just that. Mindset is just that. Just think mind plus set. So mind is a tool, and that's my own definition. Okay. I don't know what is out there, but my own view on it is like that. Mind is your tool, and set is like how your mind is set in a way, like what are your processes within your mind that you function, and it forms as a way your mental operation system, let's say like that. So based on how your processes are operating in your mind, you will awaken different feelings in your body. So you see the connection, like you think in your mind, right? But what you think, it will create some feelings in your body.
Mhm.
And then based on the feelings, you would be feeling in a way, right? In a good state, in a low state, in an energizing state, and you will act accordingly. And as you are acting, you will form your identity. And then as you form your identity, it goes again in cycle, and it starts actually from the beliefs, which are also in your mindset, right? So what you believe, you will try to prove that it is right for you, even maybe it's not right for others, right? What I want to say, it goes after in cycle again. What you believe, you think, it awakens some feelings in you, then you act accordingly, and you again, strengthen your identity. And this is how we can change things. If you want a new identity, you have to change your beliefs. You have to change your way of thinking. So if you change your way of thinking, you will change your experience of life practically.
Wow, I find that so fascinating.
So that's very simple for me. I look from it from a process point of view because I do love very much process efficiencies, and I do expand that now, not only in business, but also in mindset work. I see people like a separate project, unique project where we should work like on the mindset and see what is the bottlenecks there, like what we should improve, what we need to change, and to achieve the best what that person can function with. And to be
Mhm.
successful in anything they do.
So maybe we should just divide our lives in projects and then just act on the project, like fulfill what needs to be done in the project. I have a question about like a bit of action taking. What can we do? Are there like habits or anything we can actually improve our mindset?
Right. So about the habits, so that falls into actions, right? Like, so as you think, as I was explaining, first comes your beliefs, and that's formed since you are born, right? Like where you lived, like what you learn in school, how people influenced you. So you form these beliefs. Some are actually good for you, and some you really have to take action to get rid of them. Otherwise, they're keeping you stuck. Because if you feel stuck, it means some beliefs are not aligning with you anymore. So with this in mind, when you think about action taking, you have to get back to see what you truly believe and what you are thinking about. You have to tune in your mind to see why you feel in a way you feel, because people are very good at identifying what's happening. I don't know if they identify that that's happening in the mind, but they identify that they feel in a way in their body, and that they feel motivated, that they feel confident, or that they feel low or high, whatever they feel. But very few people turn inwards, and because this is very quick processes which are happening in the mind, like what is happening there before before the feeling, right? And if you learn how to do this, you can take actual actions to help you to improve yourself. And we'll do an exercise
Mhm.
about it. But before even that, exercise, like what I would say, like 95% of your thinking is really happening automatically, unconsciously, right? So if you take control of it, you will be actioning better. You will improve your mental operating system, and then automatically it will work better and better. And it is a constant work. It is not just you'll do it once and it's done, right? So it's like the same like with your body. Like if you want to feel good in your body, you have to, exercise your body. So practically what you can do is really, there is not, a recipe for that it will go for everyone the same thing. But what I would say, start with thinking who you want to become, like your identity. So you have to see yourself like the best version of yourself that you would like to be. So who is that?
Can I ask a question? Because
Yes.
that sounds like a big question. Do I start with, for example, I want to be a kind person, that's one of my identities. And then would I work on that? Because I mean, there's so many layers of my identity. Like I want to be the greatest mom I can be. I want to be very disciplined in my business. There's so many layers of like mindset shifts. And where do I start? Do I pick only one and then try to get better at it? Or I mean, or how do I do it?
Yes, exactly. So if you want to be more kind, a better mom, you have first to see yourself like you are a better mom. So what is that? What does it mean for you? Like that you are more supportive of your kids, or are you more like spending more time with them? Like anything, what it resonates with you. So what is it exactly?
Yeah, so with a better mom, there's so many layers as well. There
Yeah,
is definitely like time, spending quality time with them, feeding them really good food, for their bodies, trying not to watch too much TV, trying to teach them about life, them being kind, them being creative, them having a good balance of like listening to the parents, but also being their individual selves and rebel if they need to, because you don't want them to be people pleasers. So there's a lot of things
exactly.
as a
So
mom you want
yeah.
to achieve.
So I've got that. Like it's really like when you want to change your identity, there'll be many layers, right? So if you jump in to do everything, you might get overwhelmed because you have a lot of expectations of yourself and you don't want to get into the overwhelmed state, right? So it's better if you prioritize and do a plan for yourself and just think, I have to do this, 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 and prioritize what you'll do first, okay? And do it daily. Practice that habit daily. Say yourself, what I will be doing. I'll feed my kids with better meals. Okay, so that's my priority that I'm going to apply 7 days, maybe in a row, consciously, and until it
Mhm.
becomes an unconscious behavior. Because you'll find yourself after that automatically you're going to the shop and buying better foods that you are automatically going when you are cooking, because you're cooking anyways. You'll say, okay, I'm already cooking healthier. And it's funny because the more you exercise, the more like it becomes like natural to you. So it's in the same way. Let's think about like when you were a kid and your mom or whoever was teaching you how to brush your teeth. Yes, they had to remind you every time, Ulrike, you have to brush your teeth now, right? Because you would be like maybe not doing it. And you've done it repeatedly for a period of time. And I'm sure now you are not thinking about it. You wake up and you go to to the bathroom. You automatically put toothpaste on your toothbrush and you don't even think about that. Probably you don't even remember how
Yeah.
you've done it yesterday or. And this is what
Yeah.
happens with the habits. Like if you practice them, you need to know practically why you want to do that, like what it will give you, not just for the sake of it, like you should know that it will be helpful for you and you'll become a better you. If it's not material, it's better when you attach it to the values that you are becoming a better person. You are in a better position to achieve what you put ahead of you.
Yeah.
So repetition, and really, it's like awareness. It comes first, the awareness. You cannot change anything without being aware of things
Mm-hmm.
happening and that what you are doing really, because as I said, more than 90%, like you are really on autopilot. And once you tune inside and realize, okay, this is what I'm doing and I need to change because that's the version of myself that I really want to be. And useful practice is really do meditations, visualizations with closed eyes process, because you turn in words, put your favorite meditation music and see yourself that you are a great mom or whatever you want to become, and what that great mom will be really doing, like what are the traits of that person. And then see yourself, because many people don't see themselves there. They want to become, but they don't see themselves becoming. So see yourself how you are really becoming that person, and then apply consciously with effort. It is an effort when you do it consciously for a few times. And it's just, as I said, it becomes like a habit, unconscious habit afterwards. So
And I guess you
yeah,
when you apply this for business, for example, I guess you do have to, because it looks like a process, and I know you love processes as well. Like you kind of have to be aware first, like identifying maybe an issue you want to change. And then you kind of also have to come up with a solution, like what do you need to change? Like, I mean, with being a mom and with food is maybe, I feel like it's quite straightforward.
yes.
But in business, for example, I have my business and I want more clients, like you obviously need to have a bit of a action plan for yourself. You need to put in. And then, like you said, you put that in every single day. You have to work on it, which I find that is sometimes my problem. That meditation is also a good example. I feel like I love meditation. Don't do it very regularly. It's weird that you can love something and you know it's really good for you, but you don't really do it very often. So I always have the feeling I have so many things to do, I can't do meditation. How can I change that? I really want to meditate every single day.
So who is holding you back? Who has to do that meditation?
Definitely me.
Yes, so once you take responsibility of what you are doing and not doing, everything changes. But sometimes we expect things just to unfold and happen themselves. And you can easily blame situations that, that I have so many things to do. And, like I also have many things to do, and everybody else have many things to do. So it's all about the priorities and, invest your
Mm.
time in what really matters to you. So first you need to know like why, you want to do that meditation, what it will give you, right? It will give you that you will become that person that you can achieve what you put ahead of you in business, right? So once you have a strong, motivation for that, you're simply going for it. It's like there is no way that you have to think about it. You set up your time when you want, and like let's say after lunch, maybe it's a good, you can attach it to an event which is going on through your day, so let's say after lunch, maybe you need to relax 10 minutes, you don't need to take all day for that, and go for it.
Maybe after lunch is much better because I feel in the morning, I always feel like, so I have to do these things all on my list. And I never feel like although I heard like morning meditation is really good, sets you up for the day. But I feel like it's not a good time for me in the morning because I mean, I cannot get up and meditate either because I have kids. So only when my kids are actually in school and kindergarten, I have some time, but then I feel like, oh, I have so many things on my list I need to start. So maybe the timing is already good to be aware of like when you cannot really do it and maybe when is a good time. And now you mentioned after lunch is such a better time because you're already kind of like interrupted, your day. And lunch is for me easier because I'm hungry. So there is a direct purpose of it and then doing the meditation after. And the thing is with the why, um, I think it's hard with that. Why? Because I kind of know it's a good thing, but it's so, it's a long-term thing, right? So just because you meditated once doesn't mean, oh, after that you feel amazing and you get rewarded.
Hmm.
So it obviously I have to change my mindset saying like in the long run it will be really good for me to kind of see things clearer and like work towards my goal with a
Exactly.
little bit more intention.
It's a continuous process. Like it's just think about your body. If you like to exercise, like I do like to exercise because it keeps my mind also sharp and I function much better. So if I constantly, I exercise every day. If I don't do hard exercises, I go for a walk, which is also an exercise. Like I cannot live without any activity. And if there are some days that I really cannot go out or something, I have to do even some stretching or something. And I know well what that gives to me. If I stop, I just don't function that well. Right. So it's the same with the mind. Like you
Right.
constantly have to identify things, what you have to work on yourself. Because the thing is, the life is emotion, right? So there is nothing that stays the same really. So you either work on yourself and you are growing, or if you think you're staying the same, it's just an illusion because for a short period, maybe it's okay, but at some point you'll feel how you go backwards. Like I say it from my own experiences, because at some point, like I was doing a lot of studies and exams and a lot of things. And then I said, that's enough. I'm not going to study anymore. I want to finish these exams and that's it. And at some point, I was not in the mindset work that time. But what happened to me, I was working whatever I was working at that time, but I was not learning anything new. And honestly, I started to feel stupid. And I was like, what is it? Like, I couldn't understand it at that time. Like, why I am feeling stupid? Like, I've learned so much. I have a great job and I feel stupid. That now, when I look back, I can understand is because I was not really working my potential to develop and evolve. So that's it's something to be aware. Like, if you want to become a better you, there's always something that you can work on to learn new things personally in business, in your hobbies, like anything that gives you pleasure. And most importantly, do it with fun because we have to enjoy
Mm.
life. It's like if you just do it for the sake of it, it's like it will not work long term.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good reminder also. Not always like be in the mindset of like we have to do and achieve and all of these things. We can do things for fun as well.
Exactly. And you'll do much more when you have fun and look at it a bit like, from a side. I'm sure I'll be looking at this video at some point and I'll be laughing at myself because, of course, my emotions and I don't know what. And like, I'm sure I'll be looking at it as I was looking at other things and I'll be laughing at it like how I was and how I am, now and so on. And this is how we have to approach the things in life. Otherwise, like if we take it too seriously, nothing good really comes out of that, you just become more busy, more grumpy, and I don't think that's a good way to go through life. Like when you are more joyful, you look at things like more easy, things become more easy. Like even people say it's complicated, you look at those things and say, maybe for you, not for me, and
Yeah.
that's all about mindset.
Everyone is different as well. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, everyone is different. And that's another thing about mindset. Like that's why, when people have, let's say we both have the same situation and experience, and you'll have one point of view and I'll have a totally different point of view. And somebody else will have totally different point of view. And this is all because how we perceive reality internally. Because the
Mm.
reality you perceive internally, it is very different to the reality which is out there. And everybody's reality is different. And you might have situations to recall that one time you believed something very strongly and that was your reality. And after you look at it and say, how I was thinking that that was right. It's like not really right. Yes. So even your reality with the time is changing because you are evolving, you are learning new things, you are practically evolving and see things from a different perspective. And that's very interesting. Like there
Yeah,
is a
yeah,
lot of that
absolutely.
I can talk about, but I'm sure we don't have enough time to go into all this.
Yeah, we have probably a few minutes left. I wanted to ask also, especially in business, there's a lot of talk about imposter syndrome or, just in general self-doubt. And you mentioned it earlier, obviously a lot comes from how we grew up, from childhood and
Mhm.
everything. But what can we do now? Now we have at least the awareness that, we doubt ourselves. We have all these feelings in our bodies but we wanna do it. Like what's the mindset around that? How can we do it?
Okay, so for me, very funny, one thing, okay? And I'm very good at self-doubting and imposter syndrome as well. I am also doing a lot of work on myself, but I'm very aware and I kind of don't stay too much in those places. I pick up myself out of there and I know how to do that. So think about self-doubt. You are very good at self-doubting, right? Anybody is very good at self-doubting. Whatever you self-doubt
Absolutely.
about yourself, right? So you are very certain that you are, or very confident that you are, doubting yourself, right? It's a paradox. So it means
Mm-hmm.
you have resources within you, a lot of resources. So what it means, you have confidence within you because you have the confidence. You are confident that you maybe are not enough. Yes? You're just not using it in the right place to say. And you have
Ah.
self-doubt, which is also sometimes good because if you will be confident that you are so good that you can't be better, you will not be evolving, right? So it's good to have a bit of self-doubt. But in order, to diminish it when it is not really serving you, one thing which is very funny for me, it works. Just think about you're good at self-doubting, right, Ulrike?
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
So what about if you self-doubt, you doubt your self-doubt? Maybe I'm not good enough, but maybe I'm good enough. Who said that I'm not good enough? Maybe I am good enough. You see how the perception changes? So if you do these things, it changes the neurology in your mind and it puts you in a different state because now you don't believe that much that you're not good enough. Once you talk to yourself a bit different. And it's all about how you talk to yourself, what you put to see in your mind, right? So before you feeling self-doubt, you do a lot of images in your head. And also you are talking to yourself in a way that it creates
Mm-hmm.
that, right? So if you start talking to yourself in a more confident voice and appreciate yourself, the things changes within you. And remind yourself of a time when you were really, really confident and remind yourself how much you have achieved by now to get in this moment, because often we forget, really. But if you think about it, you will awaken those emotions and you just need to practice this more and more. And the same with the imposter syndrome. What is it exactly? What I understand, this is when you think that you're not good enough because maybe someone is ahead of you and you're like, oh, who I am to do that. You are not comparing. You have to put your point of reference of your comparison. Your comparison should be only you. If you compare yourself to others, there are always people ahead of you in something and behind you, right? And it doesn't really matter. What it matters that you are evolving, and the only comparison
Mm-hmm.
should be you today became a better person than you yesterday. That's it. Because that's again going back to the point of view. That's your point of view that, let's say, if you compare yourself to a specific person, like you might think that person is ahead of me, but that is your point of view only. Somebody else can have a different opinion. And even that person might feel the imposter syndrome that somebody else is ahead of them. You can see
Mm.
what is happening here. It's all about how you perceive internally things. Once you change your thinking, you change how you feel about it and how you will act about it. Because if you think about yourself, you better than yesterday, you will take actions to become that person even better. If you think, put the wrong reference because there's someone better than me, the only one question should be, what should I learn from that person to apply for me to be a better me? That's it. And wish them good luck,
Yeah.
because everybody deserves to evolve and have success in this life.
Yeah, there's so much abundance in this world. Everyone has their place and can do their thing. Like, even if you are a competitor, there's enough for everyone. But I really liked when you said, like, even if you have, like, if you're convinced of something, like you're not good enough for something,
Mhm.
this feeling of the confidence you have in that thought,
Yes.
like, that's the feeling you need. I love that, because you can take that confidence and use it and apply it to other things. And it also reminded me of something I experienced when I was probably 11 years old. uh, and honestly, I think about this every now and then. It is such a long time ago. I moved into a new city across Germany, and I was new into this class. And they had, like, probably in the first week or two, they had this kind of show going on. So you had to perform like a singer and like playback singing or something like that. And I didn't want to do it because I was like, oh my God, no, I don't know anyone. Whatever. It's like you have a little stage, you have to go and perform. Like, it's kind of like the worst ever. But I kind of did it because I was like, what else am I to do? I just did it. And it was fun, and people actually congratulated me. And that confidence, I still feel this in my body as a 11-year-old. I still have that feeling in me that I dare to do it, although all the things, in my body at the time told me not to do it because it was very terrifying. And I live from that confidence still to this day, where I'm saying, like, if I could do that in that situation, I could do other
Yes.
things now when it comes, and I have the same feelings, and I feel like, I can't do it. I have self-doubt, like it's really uncomfortable. And then I take that confidence feeling in today's time. So I really love that. And it reminded me of what happened long, long
That's
time
very
ago.
good, because what is happening, that you've done a very good picture in your mind, that you are seeing yourself, how you are confident. You speak, just notice what's happening in your mind. You speak in a voice that it's very comforting and very confident. Isn't it right? Like, if you tune into
Absolutely.
that,
Yeah.
maybe because you are not noticing this. As I said, these processes happen very quick in the mind, and not many people are aware of them. But if you just for a moment think, like, when you think about that beautiful moment that you succeeded, I'm sure you see a very huge picture, isn't it? Like a huge picture of yourself, how you have
Yeah, I
all
can
this.
vision it because it happened, and I can see myself exactly on a little bit the classroom and everything. So it's very vivid for me. It's like a
Very
very
vivid,
vivid
very
memory.
bright colors, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
And if you want to do it even more vivid, you can do it. Like, you can make it even more vivid and bring that picture even closer to you. Just imagine that. Bring it even more closer to you and make it a bit even bigger, and double those feelings, because you have some feelings when you think about that. It somewhere represents in your body. Is it either in your head or chest or tummy, or it goes like all the body? And it spins in some direction. So it's only four directions, really. So it's either clockwise, anti-clockwise, forward, or backwards. Everybody has different representational systems, right? So just notice how for you it moves, like when you think about that. Do you identify some type of movement in your body?
Yeah, it's more in my heart
Oh,
direction.
and you are
And
showing
it
me with
is
your hand.
like,
Yeah, it moves like exactly as you've showed me, because that's
yeah.
unconsciously happening, you know. So try to rotate
Mhm.
that feeling mentally. You can do use your hand, that if that helps you, but mentally just rotate it like a bit faster and faster and faster, and see how you feel even better. Yes, so that's a practice, a mental practice that you can do when bring a moment of yourself, like succeeding or whatever, motivated or whatever. It's a good state. and see yourself in that state as you succeed, as you are motivated, as you are confident, and then make that picture bigger and make it in colors brighter and bring it closer, because when you bring it closer, you feel more emotions, and rotate the feelings inside of you. Notice how they spin for you, because everybody has different, okay? So just spin them faster and faster and see how you feel better. And this is how you can change states very quickly. And I was thinking to do also something about to remove a bad memory, but I think we don't have time, right, for this. It's also a very good exercise to clean up your mind if something is really bothering you. I can explain it very quickly because it's a quick
Yeah.
exercise. So you
Yeah.
guys can do it after, and you'll see how you'll feel so much better when you remove things from your head which don't serve you anymore. So the same, Ulrike, as you've done with the good memory, that we intensified,
Mm-hmm.
what you feel. If you think about a bad memory, first, you need, before you get rid of it or before you reduce the feelings attached to it, you have to know why you want to do it. Like, what would you put instead? What would you do instead? Because you probably spend so much time thinking about something which is not serving you that you don't even realize that that's eating your time, maybe to do meditation. You don't have time to do meditation because you're too busy thinking of something unuseful. And if you count how many minutes a day you think about that, multiply that to, how every day in a week and in a year, and how many years you want to live, and see how smart is that to have this memory running through your head.
Mm-hmm.
So what you do,
Mm-hmm.
let's do that very quickly so you guys have something to work on, very tangible, because I like tangible things, not just speaking about stuff. And the best is to close your eyes to see that memory. So think about something, what is bothering you. Maybe somebody told you something and it stays with you, comes over and over. That person doesn't even think about it and you're still thinking like stupid things, right? So bring that memory and see how it represents in your mind. Again, look the picture, what you see the colors, see how big is it, in which side you see. Some people might see it in front, somebody might see it on the top of their head, on the side. Everybody is different. Just notice what you see. Doesn't really matter. So what is important? Awareness, see what you see, what voice is talking to you. If you have a voice there saying some stupid things, make them in a Mickey Mouse voice and like, and see only that, how it's changing already the perception of how you are feeling. Okay. So now what I want you to do, take your favorite color and put a frame around the picture that you see. Very quickly, we need to do this exercise very quickly because it works at neurological level and you change your perception of it. Put a border around it, like border, okay? Now, very quickly, take the colors out of that image. You can make it grayish or blurry that you don't see it very well. Just wipe it out, yes? So now what we do, we'll reduce the size to a coin of that picture. 1, 2, 3, brrr, okay? Size of a coin, and blink in the white and black very quickly, very quickly. White, black, very, 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 very quickly that I can't even speak so quickly, okay? And what we do, you take that coin and throw it away in the universe that you don't see it anymore. Okay, now open your eyes and clear your mind for a bit. Think about coffee or something, okay? And now try to think about that memory again. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, it's not so much emotion about it.
Yes, this is like you.
Is it so easy?
It is so easy. That's why I like NLP. And the NLP that I've learned directly from Richard Bandler, from the person who invented these techniques. He's the co-founder of NLP, and I went to learn directly from him. And that type of NLP really helps because he's about improving people's life very quickly, and that's why I love it, because I like efficiencies and I love to do things quickly. We don't need to work on an issue years. It can be done in one session. So what you do,
Wow, yeah, amazing.
very quickly, I want to just explain a few things. If it didn't reduce enough the feelings for you, you do it 5 times or 2, 3, 4, like everybody is different. Do it a few times And then you will find yourself that either you have less feelings when you think about it, or you don't have any feelings at all because you dissociated from it. It's simply the picture doesn't stay in your mind in the same place where it was staying before. That's how it works. It's not any magic. It is neurology.
Mhm.
And once it changes your neurology, it's a permanent change. It's fascinating.
I mean, honestly, I'm so fascinated because like you have this image of your memory and it just stays like this over and over. Like you don't do
Yes,
anything with it. And now you could make it black and white. You could make it smaller. You could put a frame of it and you could even like throw it away. Like you don't
exactly.
even think that you could
No,
do that with your memories.
you
Or
don't
the
you don't
same
need that to
earlier
keep
with
it.
like yeah, and like visualize like things which can happen to you, like the joy of it. Like it's amazing that you can, when you said like make the colors brighter, and I'm blown away. Like I've never really heard anything about NLP, so for me that was pretty amazing.
So
So
very useful, just to finish on this, once you've done the
mhm.
cleanup of what doesn't serve you, because you don't want to have these memories in your head forever, get rid of them. You need space to put good memories. Then think of a good memory, as you've already done it before. Afterwards, it's good to think about something better that serves you and intensify those feelings within you. And this is how you change your
Mhm.
states. It's really so easy. And we are not taught in schools how to do that. I'm like so mad
Mhm.
about it. Like, why they don't teach us in schools things that people to function better, not that at some stage you get in your life stressed and you don't know what's happening with you, right? This is what we have to all learn, how to become more efficient, to drive our lives in any aspect of it, like be it personal, professional, business, anywhere. Like you can do easy things that serves you for long term.
Absolutely. I mean, these were the best words ever to finish this. So thank you so much for joining me today and like giving all those nuggets to the people and to myself. I learned a lot. Like I will definitely use these action points you just mentioned. And we will obviously see you on LinkedIn and I'm curious to follow you more. And if you haven't followed Rodica, obviously do that on LinkedIn. And I wish you a wonderful day and thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me here and bless you all. I wish you all the best. Take
Thank
care.
you.
Bye bye.